Shit. Sorry. I know. I just got a wink over here from Chadwick, and I was like, oh, what happened? Oh no. Hi, everybody. It's Friday. Woo! Yeah. Friday the 13th. Ooh. No doubt. Oh God. Yeah. The fuckery that is going to happen. That's how long did it take me to say the word? I know we told Chadwick there are no rules here. You can say any word you want.
I like it.
Except don't say the P word.
Which one is that?
The one that rhymes with the other C word. It doesn't rhyme with it, but it's an yes, punt. No punting allowed on our show today. How you doing, Chadwick Johnson?
I'm doing good. How
we have the
Bryce?
lovely, fantastic Chadwick Johnson in studio today. You look fantastic. What's happening out there? We also have Andy and Keely and Eiler out in the craziness.
We have hecklers.
And they're not mic'd today. So if they have anything to say, you can't hear it. Shout it out real loud. This is our first show back, of course, in October. And, as a performance community, we're going to start off as a performance community. It's really amazing how everyone rallied around after the events on October 2nd. And, our hearts are with everyone who has lost someone or I wasn't even going to start there because now I'm Our friend Anthony Kappenman was there and he got shot, but he got shot because he was jumping on top of people, protecting them pretty much. I mean, he's a big bear friend of ours. He's just a big guy. And we go to a lot of music festivals, and this is not one particular that we go to, but he's gone every year. And I think he was at the Sublime concert the night before that in downtown Vegas. We were all at Life is Beautiful a couple weeks back. My niece was at iHeartRadio. So you look at, the instant your life could change too, and it did for Vegas. So Anthony, particularly, he was ex-military. And he never misses Route 91. He wanted to be there for Jason Aldean. And so he went, had friends there, but he protected them from shrapnel. And he himself got hit with shrapnel in his chin and in his feet. Wow. There's a bullet still lodged in his knee, right, Keely? I think it's not coming out. The doctors have told them to keep it in there. Yeah. And so, it hits really close to home in all fronts, obviously, for the performance side, for being, something in our own city. And protecting the people who have come to visit here, because we definitely love everyone who comes to Vegas. We're happy you're here. We're happy that you keep coming back. And so one of the reasons Chadwick is on, besides being a fantastic Vegas performer, is that he's going to join us tomorrow at DW Bistro tomorrow night when we do our Vegas Cares benefit for Vegas Strong and for the GoFundMe for the Victims Fund. So all proceeds are going there. It's $25 as a start. That means you get food and you get the entertainment. $50 you get drinks. So we have some really awesome drinks going tomorrow. It starts at 4. Doors open at 4 at DW. Entertainment starts about 5. Go till about 9 o'clock. We have DJ as well. Our DJ interspersed in there. Ann Martinez is joining you. Yep. Travis Clore is joining you. Do we have Randall Keith coming too? Randall Keith is coming. So the tickets are right now on houseseatspresents.com. You can buy them there. You can also buy them at the door. But we're going to have a good time tomorrow. Yeah, it's an open house kind of thing. It's open mic. Different people will going on at different times. So if you want to stay the whole time, eat until you pass out, drink until you throw up in our planter boxes.
Perfect.
Which was, it just happened on Sunday. We did have all you can drink mimosas on Sunday, and some people threw up in our planter boxes.
Really?
Yeah. It was quite an interesting Sunday. I don't know what happened. Oof. I don't know. They couldn't handle the alcohol. But it's going to be a beautiful event at the Gramercy, our Gramercy location, which is really nice and has a nice little courtyard. So people can come and go, mingle, but definitely come over. It's going to be just a place people can just come and get together. And we're going to honor Anthony, and we're going to honor a few other people that are going to come by and pay tribute to them. So...
Well, I'm thrilled to be a part of it.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's
You're
so great
welcome.
to be here.
Oh, yeah. We always kind of talk about top of show, what we did over the last couple of weeks, because we as we were off last week. Most recently, we were at the Price is Right yesterday.
How was that?
Oh, it was fantastic. This is the shirt. It's called, we called it, I was going to wear it today, but I kind of already sweat in it, so it kind of smells. I didn't really want to put you through that. Thank you. The 40-70 Club. So, yeah, it kind of smells. My mom turned 70 last week, and I turned 40 in a couple of weeks. So we celebrated the joint birthdays by going to the Price is Right. And obviously, it's been a lifelong dream of mine to go to it. I mean, we were talking top of show. I mean, and Brandon, unfortunately, is not here today. He's sick, and I know he will be watching when our episode airs March 9th. I'm like, They fill.
That's
Yeah,
a little ways
I
away.
know. I'm like, is that Ava's birthday? The 10th. Well, I will tell you, we did not win anything. We didn't get called up, but we were on the second row. So all 7 of us were definitely very prominent. But I'll tell you, the girl in front of us got called. But even a guy who comes to DW regularly, he's a Southwest Airlines employee. He got called up and he won a hot tub and a tiki thingy, like for your backyard. So I was like, that's amazing. I'm like, somebody did get on that I know right in the audience. It's pretty amazing. So, but it was really cool to walk the hallways where Bob Barker did. I mean, Bob Barker was one of my I was a huge fan of Bob Barker. And he has this, it's a little plaque outside that says it's the Bob Barker Studios. So, we didn't get on, and I did group in the audience, and I told them I can recite the entire movie of Steel Magnolias if they pick me.
And what did they think? Were they impressed?
He was, and then I told him I always knew how to get tickets to The Price is Right by writing 7800 Beverly Boulevard 90036. I mean, I always knew that by heart because I always wanted to go to the show, but I didn't ever go when Bob Barker was there. But Drew Carey was fun, and he did actually talk to my parents for about 5 minutes during a commercial break. Found out they'd been married for 48 years, kind of, talked to them about what they do for a living. I mean, it was very entertaining for sure for not getting picked. But I think we're all going to go as a House Seats team and go again because I'm sure Andy, who says, I don't want to be picked. You're probably going to be the one that gets picked too.
Yep, that's the way it works.
You'll play like the grocery game or something like that. Actually, the one thing I will tell people, the wheel is smaller than you imagine it to be.
Oh.
Yeah, everything is smaller there. It's like you go into the studio and it's so tiny for bringing out cars and doing all the things. I mean, Chadwick is not a big watcher. We discovered this before we started on the show, so it's okay. But Brandon at home, I know you're watching, will appreciate, the studio is definitely surreal to be in there. The lights, everything. But yeah, everything is smaller than it would appear to be on TV. Except the male spokesmodel guy, he was cute.
He was.
I like that they have those guys now. You know what I'm saying? Because back when I was growing up, it was just the ladies. Now they have, a guy who's mostly shirtless when he does when he's on the boat. Usually they sell a boat on the show and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, but it was really fun. It was fun.
Cool.
Fun times. And then before that, we had concerts like crazy. I'm going to ask you some of the concerts. We were at Imagine Dragons at T-Mobile Arena. Dan Reynolds can do no wrong. This man is incredible. We were right up there in the pit. And then also we were at a John Bellion concert at Brooklyn Bowl for my husband's birthday. Do you know who John Bellion is?
I don't. No.
He's awesome. He's been getting a lot of play now. He opened for 21 Pilots. That's him there. But he was at Brooklyn Bowl.
Cool.
Such
I love
great
that
venues.
venue.
I know. That's the
So
thing. So
cool.
you have we're going to segue right into this. You have played many venues in this town.
Yeah.
You've been at Vinyl at Hard Rock before. You've probably done a number of Mondays Dark before it moved over to their own space.
Definitely.
Brooklyn Bowl, House of Blues. There's so many venues in this town, and now you're a regular at Rock's Lounge with Station Casinos.
Yeah, Red
That's
Rock.
a nice venue
That's a
too.
Great room.
How long have you been there?
I have been. We started last year about this time. I have a band called the Las Vegas Retro Vibes.
Yeah.
And we're there the second Friday of every month.
Gotcha.
So we're there tonight, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are? Well,
Yeah.
that's why you asked me what I'm doing tonight. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Oh,
Yeah,
I get an
I was-
invitation.
I was trying to get you to come out.
Oh, Chadwick. Ooh, you can come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 o'clock.
I think we're just going to be bouncing around a few things for Halloween.
Cool.
Giving a little plug and shout out to Zach Baggins' Haunted Museum. It is now open. If you want to be scared out of your fucking mind, go there.
Scream.
Ah!
I scream too much in those, and then I can't sing the next day.
Yeah, and I know so that's the thing. And we've talked about this. There's a difference between like the screaming throat.
Oh, look at that. Who's that?
I don't know. This is
Yep, that's
Some
the Las Vegas Retro Vibes. You're fast.
Scott
man.
doesn't know how to
You're
usually
fast.
find
I
things
love
on
it.
YouTube, but it looks like he did it. I'm just kidding, Scott.
Cool.
Obviously, our patrons can hear that, but we can't.
Oh,
but
okay.
obviously,
They can hear
yeah,
it.
he has a nice. Mr. Chadwick has a nice, soothing, fantastic voice.
Well, thank
And you have this new album out as well. This here, live in Las Vegas.
Speaking of awesome venues in Las
No,
Vegas,
hold that
we
up.
did that live at the Cabaret Jazz at the Smith
Oh,
Center
you did?
for the Performing Arts.
and
Yep.
yet another venue that is amazing in this town.
Yeah, my
Now,
favorite.
tell me your experience about going to the Smith Center for the first time. Now that you've lived in Vegas for a while, like you've been in other cities where this is a regular thing. When you go to that venue, what is it like when you walk into Reynolds Hall or Cabaret Jazz for the first time?
It's just it's the best. It's beautiful, state of the art. It's the sound is flawless.
Amazing.
I mean, for a singer to be able to even hear yourself like that, is really, really cool.
Have you done over there? Have you also been a part of Composer Showcase too?
I have several of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's where I saw you one of the times.
Cool.
With Keith. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely. I mean, in that venue, you can hear a pin drop when you're bringing the house down for sure.
Yeah. Yep. It's a great room. It's a perfect listening room. We're so fortunate to have that.
What was your first show you saw at the Reynolds Hall when you went? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Our lifestyle, we go out to shows almost every night, so it's like they all run together in my head.
Have you? Now I want to go back on that. If you've seen every show, because we're still missing our invitation for Jennifer Lopez. We've still never seen that show.
I haven't either.
See, his invitation got lost in the mail too.
Let's go.
Although Keely saw J-Lo and A-Rod at her gym.
Oh,
True Fusion. We're giving a lot of plugs out to people. We're going to expect money from every one of these venues that we've been saying a commercial for. But they were just there yesterday? Oh, A-Rod is a buyer into True Fusion. So they can go take classes for free. Got it. Opening them in New York and LA. But you saw them here in Vegas. But you've never seen her show?
No.
I think they must have, at the opening, gotten our invitations lost.
They must have.
Because I think we're very important people here.
Yeah.
We talk about the show almost all the time. We invite Jennifer Lopez on the show.
Well, when is
Shut up, Scott. Scott would be the reason why we didn't get an invitation. They don't invite Republicans to the show. Just kidding.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Oh, boy.
I know, right? So how did you get your start in Vegas? How did you come about to find your way to Las Vegas?
I'm originally from Wisconsin, and I moved to LA and lived there for several years. And then I was just looking to make a move. I actually came over and auditioned for Monica at Red Rock, and that's what a friend introduced me to her, and that's what kind of gave me the little push to come check Vegas out. And I had no idea how cool it was. I had only been here for like a night or two on the Strip, getting drunk and
doing everything.
Gambling and
Monica
hanging
being
out.
the entertainment director for all of Station Casinos, who is a fantastic person in the world, who just put on a show at Sunset Station, post Sunday's experience, and she, was worried to put it on. It was outside at the amphitheater at Sunset Station, and she put on her Facebook that it was awe-inspiring to have everybody out there and to put on the show. As again, we're going to still keep putting on these killer shows and keep being Vegas as we are. We were on a full plane home from Burbank yesterday with people excited about coming to Vegas.
Good.
So I love that for your side of entertainment, which you're kind of one of those shows that are not a dying breed, but a coming back, like Matt Goss, like shows where people who you're interacting with the audience, you're performing on a style where it's more intimate and more what Vegas used to be. And I love that, that's still fostered at Station Casinos in that lounge and, in different venues across Vegas. Cause they're not, as Andy's been doing, set lists as we've been doing our shows for the last few years, now we've graduated to House of Blues cause there's that many people that want to come to the show. But when you look at, but it's still intimate. You still have people like Brandon, people who are singing, their heart out in Queen music or Rolling Stones or Alanis Morissette for that matter. It definitely keeps that element of a show that it's still big, but it's still right here, right where it needs to be.
Yeah, I think that's so important because, I don't know, for me, the reason I got into music is to connect with people. You don't connect with people from all different walks of life and all different places in the world the way you do through music. It's really
that is absolutely true.
So,
and that is why, we still keep going to things. That is why there are still people, piling into shows no matter what happens, because for us, that is our connection. That is exactly right.
Yeah. And we can see so many things now through social media and technology. We can see and hear things, but it's not the same as when you all go to a show. Yeah. None of you know each other. But you're all there because you love that music or that artist and you all connect there, and it's a cool thing.
People definitely need to keep doing that for sure. We go to EDC every year, which is a whole other level of music and fun, but it is that connectedness that you have when you go to a venue with everybody because you're all there for a common purpose, just love and having a good time. And the music is just, it elevates you to the next level.
Yep.
Yay.
Very cool. Yeah. And that's what I love about, you asked when I moved to Vegas, and that was 4 years ago. And
So you're still a relatively new transplant.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years
I feel Las Vegas now. Yeah, but how much live music there is here. It's unfortunately it's not alive like that in LA, and maybe it's just because the city's so spread out and it's hard for people to get across town with the traffic and stuff. But here, we have locals as well as our tourists who really support,
who follow you,
live music. So it's really beautiful.
So in Wisconsin, in your growing up world, how did you come about on music? Was it something you cultivated as a child? Is it something you always knew that was in you to do?
Yeah. My earliest memories singing were with my grandmother at the piano.
Oh, okay.
My grandfather is a pastor.
Okay.
Baptist pastor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and so grandma always played in church, and so that's my earliest memories is singing in church, and
What were some of your favorite hymns you sang when back then?
Oh boy,
I love good gospel music.
I loved this one called "Heaven Came Down." Glory filled my soul.
Oh,
there you go.
There you go, Scott.
There's it's a huge inspiration. So and why I didn't probably watch Price is Right is we didn't have a TV when I was growing up.
Oh, that makes sense.
So to this day, I have to think about turning on a TV. I don't.
That's so interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Odd. We were when we were at the show yesterday, they made us turn in our phones because you can't take pictures in the studio. So everyone was out their phone for like 4 hours or so, and turning it off and putting it in, and you checked it in, so to speak. And it was just so funny because when you were sitting with all these people before you went in, you had to talk to them. What a novel idea we have to like let your phone down and actually have conversations with people you don't know.
Yeah.
But growing up not having a TV, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, it's odd because it means I kind of a lot of things maybe like Price is Right. You would chat about it. I'm not really. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't.
Did they do that out of just religious purposes? Didn't have the TV because it was a distraction, or most things on there were not really good thing to watch?
Like that, yeah. And then
my husband grew up with his grandfather, who basically raised him, who was a Baptist preacher, and his grandmother, and they definitely had TV, but they limited what he could watch.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Like most of the shows I grew up with, and I would talk about it, he's like, I didn't watch that show. I couldn't watch that show. I wasn't allowed to watch that show. I'm like, you're right. I guess
that's my life.
I guess that's probably a good idea for growing up purposes. But how long were you without a TV?
I think we got one in high school.
Okay.
So
wow. How interesting for you, because you were
going to
obviously
that
develop your,
church
so what did you do with that time? I mean, I know children stare probably several hours a day at this.
I grew up on a horse farm.
Yes,
so I
did see that. And I was going to ask you about some horses.
So I have, great memories, a lot of outdoor stuff. And, outside building forts with friends and all those kinds of things.
How many horses did you have at one time?
We didn't really have that many.
Yeah.
Dad would never let me. I wanted to breed horses and have babies and stuff, and he wasn't into that. So
gotcha.
So we probably had like 6 or 7 was the most at one time.
You can remember that's something that you wanted to do? You wanted to breed horses?
Well, I mean, every kid wants to have a baby horse, or there they are.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, that was too much work.
It took him a long time to find that cue.
But he found it.
Yeah, he did.
He found the horse. So, but horses are terrific thing, I think, for a kid to have, if you can have them. So much responsibility and
Oh my!
Oh, and we had cows too.
Really?
Yeah, we had
Scott?
cows.
This is not old McDonald.
We had cows.
Old Scott McDonald. Do you have a horse where you live here in Vegas?
I do, and that is one of the beautiful things about moving to Las Vegas.
Yes.
Is not only the huge entertainment side of it, but the cost of living is amazing, and I could afford to have a horse again.
So I only think about, when I think of a horse, I think of that show Two Broke Girls, where where she has it in the backyard backyard on their porch in Brooklyn. They have their horse.
He's in my backyard. I could show you a picture.
Yeah, well, we definitely love a photo of. What is your horse's name?
I call him Red.
Red,
because he's red.
What kind of horse is it?
He's a quarter horse. He is red in color, so it's not a fancy name. But
can you bring him to Can you bring him to the Gramercy tomorrow?
That'd be kind of.
I don't know what the rules are at Gramercy for horses, but
he could come.
That'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
It really would. Let's put it this way: he's very regular.
Does he have
he might make a mess.
Does he have an appearance fee? I think red probably has an appearance fee.
You should. I'll have to work on that.
You know, my husband and I just bought this house. We moved out of our apartment and we bought this house that's zoned for horses.
Oh.
And it actually has a property on it that used to have horses. So Jay's like, we should probably get a horse.
Yeah.
I'm like,
why not?
Okay, but where are you going to take it? That's what my question. Like, what do you do with a horse in Vegas? 'Cause you can't just can you just gallop down the road with it?
Well, you could, I guess.
Can you?
Sure.
Sure. Can you just gallop down Rancho Boulevard on a horse?
Probably not very safe for them to run on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. I mean, going like one of the roads going back to my house.
Yeah.
I see guys riding
all the time
at night.
Are you out in like?
It's like the northwest side of town.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm curious. Tyler's out there galloping. Mm-hmm. That's nice. Ride the pony.
You should. Well, how about a miniature horse? No, but it's little, like a dog, almost a big dog, and it's more of like just a pet.
Where do you get one? I mean, obviously you don't pick one up at the shelter, but you just go pick up from a breeder.
Find you one. Yeah, or
interesting,
or one needs a home somewhere.
We have. It's a nice property, but one of the properties on it converted into like a guest home, but it still has those half doors where each stall was a horse.
Yeah,
I don't know what year that was. Probably in the 50s.
Well, now I know if, you
can bring your horse over to our house.
I can bring my horse over and we could all hang out. Right?
Yeah, we have a bird named Kevin, so the horse can play. We're going to be like frickin' Mr. Ed, fucking Mr. Ed. I can say my words on the air. It's fine. What drew you to horses in the first place?
I don't, it was something that
because it wasn't TV.
My dad had grown up with horses, and then he didn't have them when I was really little, and then, every kid wants a horse, so I begged for a horse.
And this is all in Wisconsin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we got involved in rodeo. My dad, my stepmom, and myself, we all do rodeo. We're team ropers.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's a awesome family sport. We still all do it to this day together.
Do you go to the rodeos here? Have you been to NFR and stuff? Yeah,
I go watch. Yeah. Okay. NFR is like the pros, those guys live on the road. We just do it as a hobby. But
right.
Yeah, we compete all over the place. I won the Las Vegas Rope for the Truck last year.
Get out of here.
Last November, almost a year ago.
That's really hard.
Yeah. It is really hard. It is really hard. So now I have a giant pickup truck that I won.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. But so we go to all that kind of stuff, and
you have such an interesting life that you've cultivated in Vegas. Like in that sense, he doesn't live in like a stucco home. You live on a horse ranch, so to speak, and you have horses and you have a pickup truck. This is like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like this is totally a different kind of living in the city. I love this
for an entertainer.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
but you could be like Wayne Newton. You know?
Yeah. But that's the cool thing about living here.
Yeah.
Is, we have this like big city things, but then we have this small town feel. And,
right.
And I think that's also why the locals are the local entertainers
are so supportive and a unit together. Mm-hmm. No, I mean, that's true. I mean, I grew up here. I was born here. I grew up here. There was 200,000 people here when I was born.
Okay.
I mean, it was definitely, and I still feel it's a small town. I mean, the fact that there's only 300 people in the audience at Price is Right, and two of the people there I knew from DW, and one of them got on the show. I was like, oh, hey. I was like, it's definitely, still a very, very, very small town, even amidst how many people are here, for sure.
It's a small
and
world.
How we rally together, too. I love it.
Yeah.
What are we listening to? That's Wayne Newton.
That doesn't sound like Wayne.
That's when he was so young.
Oh, I can
He sounded very,
it.
high.
Yeah.
He was very high. In the voice. Eiler, don't get any ideas.
He's tall too.
He's tall. So when you came here too, and the years you've been here, you've obviously sang for some great people, and you sang with some amazing people. I mean, I read that you sang for Bill Clinton.
That was in L.A.
That was in L.A. Okay.
Yep, for a fundraiser.
Okay.
That was wild.
That would have been amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
Did he try to make advances on you? He is very charming. I will say. I shook his hand once. And I was like, I'd sleep with you. No. Not A-Rod. Bill Clinton. No. Anyone would sleep with A-Rod. It's okay, I'm sure.
Oh, he was a great speaker. He spoke and...
very charismatic.
Yeah, he didn't seem to have any speech. He just spoke beautifully.
Isn't that amazing when they don't have to have a script and they can do it really well, as opposed to people today who can't speak worth a shit.
Yeah. He has a talent for that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Now, who else did you perform for or with that you really remember... like pinching yourself?
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Nobody at like. When we go to give me an example, for instance, at the Smith Center, we've seen a lot of great performers there, but then they call them up, different people in Vegas to sing with them. Do you know Jane Monheit, the jazz musician?
I know who she is, but I've never met her. She has amazing. A beautiful voice.
So she sings a lot with she'll invite Clint Holmes on there, but she had a show for a while there. They did Frank Wildhorn and Friends. And so, she performed with him, and he obviously a number of hit songs, and then Clint would come up, and a different number of artists would come up there. But, they've had quite a lot of interesting people perform that just ask different Vegas performers to come up and sing with them.
Right. There's a lot of that in this town, and maybe it's reminiscent of like the Rat Pack days when people, there's this camaraderie on stage.
Yeah.
And I think there's also the locals look for that, here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anywhere else I've ever sung do you see so many guests getting up and whatnot. Right. But that's kind of like the excitement and the spontaneity of it. And the cool thing about
it's palpable.
City.
I mean, when we saw, you can't replicate it. And if you were there, you were there. If you weren't, and it's like I remember Jane was singing. She was doing her own show, and then she invited Clint up to do Every Time We Say Goodbye. And I think like I was talking prior about Pin Drop. That's how it felt in the theater there when he was singing and they'd only rehearsed for like a minute before the show. In fact, maybe even they didn't. I think Clint was saying we've only got 2 seconds before to do this, so it was totally off the cuff, but it was like it was a rehearsing because it was so eloquently complimentary to each other, each person and their duets, and when they came together it was just magical. Because I know later on they did a recording of it, but at the moment of real magic happens.
I wish I was there. I think I heard the recording. I think they were playing it one day when I was at Smith Center in the background, and someone was telling me. Frankie Marino has been doing that a lot lately.
That's right.
I do remember that. Recently I was at his show like a month or two ago.
Okay.
I didn't realize he even knew I was in the audience, and then he yanked me up on stage.
Nice.
And sang with him. That was fun.
He's extremely talented too.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's at the Suncoast this weekend. We're giving plugs to everybody today. Cool. The plugs are out. The plugs are out. What time is your show on tonight?
Tonight at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 to 9:30. It's a free show.
It's a free show at the Rocks Lounge.
Yep.
Love that venue.
It's retro vibes. So we take modern tunes and perform them in the style of past era.
Okay.
Like a lot of folks are doing these days.
I think we'll be there.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect time to go up to Red Rock.
Right.
8 to 9:30. He's on tonight. Tomorrow, as we said, again, we are at DW Bistro. Doors open at 4. Show starts at 5, goes till 9 o'clock. He will bring his horse Red to the Gramercy tomorrow.
Maybe I'll bring the truck.
Bring the pickup truck. Do you have personalized plates on the back of it?
Yeah, I do. There we go.
For pony rides?
Pony rides.
For horsey rides? Sorry, I just spit out my alcohol beverage here.
What are you drinking there?
We didn't even offer Chadwick anything.
No,
I'm drinking. Oh, you did. We were drinking honey jack.
Honey jack.
Yeah, I haven't had my breakfast, but I've had my honey jack.
No, you're good.
It is breakfast. The best studio ever. I don't even ever repeat anything Scott says, but today apparently I felt it. We also wanted to real quickly plug that we are going to be. So we had done Jesus Christ Superstar this year at the Tropicana. We are going to be doing Evita. For one night at the, can I say where? At the Venetian in December 3rd. So
very cool.
We're going to be opening up. There are 4 fingers for the 3rd. It's like December 3rd. It is the 3rd. Sunday. 3rd. It's a December 3rd at the Venetian. And we'll have more information on that. But what a pleasure to have you on today, bud.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah. We'll see you on tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow at DW Bistro. Bye, everybody.
Right. Thank you, Bryce.